Texas politicos launch full-court press against Harris ahead of her border state campaign rally. Apologizes. One of the dumbest political decisions I've ever seen, Lieutenant Gov. Dan Patrick said of Harris' planned Houston rally. More than a dozen Texas Republicans, from the governor to members of the U.S. House, slammed Vice President Kamala Harris' planned visit to the border state Friday, telling Fox News Digital the visit is one of the dumbest political decisions they've seen. Border czar Kamala Harris can come all the way to Houston, where Jocelyn Nungaray was killed by Tren de Aragua gang members that she led into the country, yet she can't be bothered to visit Jocelyn's family or even say her name. Kamala Harris and her open border policies have allowed over 11 million illegal immigrants and dangerous criminals like T-Day into our country, putting every American's life at risk, Texas Gov. Greg Abbott told Fox News Digital. President Donald Trump has shown real leadership on the border, with successful border policies that decreased illegal immigration to the lowest level in decades. While Kamala Harris refuses to take real action on this crisis, Texas will continue to step up with our historic border mission until we have a partner in the White House to make America secure again. Harris will travel to the red state just 10 days ahead of Election Day, and she is expected to speak about the state's abortion policies after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022. Abortion is a hallmark of the Harris campaign, including Harris saying she supports eliminating the filibuster in an effort to pass a law restoring abortion access nationwide. Lieutenant Gov. Dan Patrick slammed Harris' trip to Texas as one of the dumbest political decisions I've ever seen. Kamala Harris coming to Texas for a rally is one of the dumbest political decisions I've ever seen. She and Colin Allred are not going to win in Texas. I'm glad she is spending the day in Texas instead of campaigning in a swing state with only a few days left in the election. I hope she stays longer. Donald Trump is going to be the next president because the voters are fed up with the Harris-Biden regime and the chaos they've created, Patrick said. Harris will be joined by Democratic Senate candidate Colin Allred, who is making a long-shot run to unseat longtime Republican Sen. Ted Cruz. Cruz slammed his Senate opponent in comments to Fox Digital, saying Allred and Harris share the same radical policies. Colin Allred is Kamala Harris. They have spent the last 4 years working hand in hand against Texans and the American people with their radical policies, whether those be pushing to allow boys and girls sports, allowing dangerous illegal aliens to come into our country, or trying to destroy the oil and gas industry in Texas. Cruz said, as illegal immigration spiraled in 2021, the Biden-Harris administration's first year in office, President Biden announced Harris would lead the effort to determine the root causes of immigration. The administration pointed to issues such as climate change, poverty, and violence driving migrants to the U.S. The media and Republicans dubbed Harris the border czar shortly after, with the White House rejecting the title. The moniker, however, has continued years later, including Texas Republicans this week, using it to slam Harris ahead of her visit. Millions of migrants have illegally entered our country on border czar Kamala Harris' watch, so it's no surprise that she'd rather talk about anything but her abysmal track record on the border. If she can't control the border, how can she run the country? We've never had a more secure border than under President Trump, and he will put a stop to this when he takes office. Nah, 5 can't come soon enough. Texas scene. John Cornyn said. Harris' last-ditch effort to appear serious on border security is more than laughable. It's dangerous. If she were serious, she would have acted as a legitimate border czar. Instead, she imported over 20 million illegals into our communities, where they're rewarded with government benefits, leaving U.S. citizens to be raped and murdered by violent illegal criminals. Rep. Ronnie Jackson said. Harris admitted that she's pro-mass amnesty and has gone so far as to support taxpayer-funded transition surgeries for detained illegals. She is the ultimate panderer and, if elected, will continue her open border policies. Texans, including our incredible Latino community, do not trust her, which is why they're projected to turn out in record numbers to vote for Trump. 19 Texas leaders submitted comments to Fox News, digital slamming Harris' planned visit, with a handful citing girls and women who have been murdered in recent years, allegedly at the hands of illegal immigrants.